Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the greatest time of the day. From the center of the universe, New York City, it's the main event you've been waiting for. It's time to go in the cage with CYCLONE.
Anna, your Messiah has come home, once again, back in your life, for the 47th time on this Monday, April 8th, 2019. And guess what? 78 degrees today. Awesome. You want to know why that's awesome? Because 1978 was a good year. Actually, it was probably like my last good year that I've had. Anyways, enough about me. So much to talk about, so much craziness coming from the state of New Jersey. But I want to remind everybody to click share. Everybody watching, just simple, hit the button, click share. Get all your friends involved. Check out CycloneComedy.com. And with this warmer weather, you're going to want to wear lots of short sleeve t-shirts. EffectiveAggression.com. And if you don't check them out, I'm going to get aggressive with you. So, we're going to be talking a little bit of boxing, a little bit of MMA, a little bit of mixed boxing and MMA. Got some games coming up at the end of the show, as usual. And obviously the big thing, like I said, is everything that went down in Jersey. Some stuff that's going on in Brooklyn. All WWE related. And you know what? We're going to start it all off right after this.
This is Frank Edgar. This is the Barbarian Tim Bosch.
I'm World Series of Fighting undefeated lightweight champion Justin Gaethje.
MMA legend, UFC Hall of Famer, Iceman. Check it out. If you got the guts, step in the cage with CYCLONE.
So, I'm going to just skip over all the Josh Barnett Bloodsport. You know, it's just not worthy enough. But I think we should start at where the chaos of the week started. The WWE Hall of Fame ceremonies. Now look, I'm not saying that it was a work that Bret Hart got essentially jumped. I'm not saying Vince McMahon set it up. But here's some things you have to consider. Number one, first and foremost, The Simpsons predicted Bret Hart would be jumped by Homer Simpson wearing dreads and a Rastafarian hat. Another Simpsons prediction comes true? Okay, let's push that aside for a second, but it makes you think how great the Simpsons writers were to come up with all this stuff. But when you think about it, the amount of security that this kid would have had to get through to be down there and to run into the ring. Really? First of all, here's something I think. I think the WWE might be done with having their ceremonies in a ring. Although it was a nice time, I gotta admit, it looked nice. It really did. Geez Louise. And if you look at Bret, okay, Natalya was here, Bret was here, and as I guess that sixth sense of knowing someone's coming on top of you, you see Bret turn and look, and he does nothing. And he gets taken down for a moment before all hell breaks loose. Everybody jumps in. They start pummeling this kid. Now, look, the kid got charged with, I think, 2 or 3 counts. All misdemeanors. I don't think there was a felony in there. He's going to sue everyone that punched him. Every wrestler, every security guard that punched him, especially Travis Brown, who, by the way, Travis Brown never threw that much ground and pound when he was fighting in the freaking UFC. All of a sudden now, against some 120-pound soaking wet kid, just decides to pummel him. Just another reason why I think it might have been a work. And here's the thing about wrestling fans. You guys are the most rabid, loyal fans in all of sports. Hands down. But let's face facts. You guys are gullible as F. You are. You gotta call it like it is. If I told you the sky was brown and grass is purple, you guys would believe it. Especially if I was working for the WWE. That's not to say that these guys don't work hard. They're the hardest working athletes I think there are. But you guys are gullible. You guys will believe everything. Perfect example. Back at WrestleMania 20, Goldberg against Lesnar. Everyone knew both were gone afterwards. And yeah, they got razzed. They got not booed, but they heard a lot of chants from the crowd. There, it worked out perfect. Here, not so much. Now, look. This kid wearing the Rastafarian hat and the dreads, I can honestly say, thank God he wasn't wearing a Make America Great hat or like a Justin Smollett mask. Thank God he wasn't that nuts. But here's the thing about the kid. He's 2-1 as an amateur MMA fighter. It's just a gut feeling that it's a work. And I know if it was a work, he wouldn't really be charged. NYP, he would not have spent the night at the 78th precinct. I think it is. Hand on the Bible, I really do. If you guys disagree, let me know. And I don't think too many of you guys will disagree. And the ones that do disagree with me, prove me wrong. Prove to me it wasn't a work. That being said, going down other points of the Hall of Fame inductions, so happy that DX went in. Happy that China finally gets the credit that she deserves being part of the group. I didn't really care too much for DX's ribbing of AEW. Listen, they're not going to challenge you guys. They're not going to. You guys are the gold standard. There's no reason to kick the bear sleeping, bite the tiger, whatever animal reference you want to throw. There's no reason that's solid to go after someone that's not even in your lane. It's like Dana White going after Oscar De La Hoya's, the Golden Boy promotions. There's no reason for it. Yeah, we get it. You're the cream of the crop, and these guys are the tiniest little guppies in the pool. There's just no reason to go after them. You want to go after your competition? Go after the next big thing, the one that's closest to you. No reason for Hunter or anybody else in DX to make those AEW comments. Just not called for. There is no reason for it. Script writing, I just didn't care for. I do have to give Tori Wilson credit for having the best line of the night. Oh, I'll tie her for best line of the night. The comment about how she's happy she made everybody's puberty dreams come true, or something like. I don't remember exactly the way she said it. Classic line. And I give Bret Hart credit. After all the chaos with him, gets up and he says, how much did Vince pay that guy? And you just got to know once again, that was a work. I think it was. Now on to Mania, as far as Mania is concerned. I think there are still people at MetLife Stadium online waiting for transit to get back to Manhattan. Jesus H. Mary effing Christ. 7.5 hours Mania was. Really? 7.5 hours. Do you know what you can do in 7.5 hours? New York to Chicago in traffic. What, pray tell, this is where I'm always saying that bad script writing, bad booking, just bad work by the WWE. You don't need a card. I don't care if it's your biggest card of the year. 7.5 hours is 3 hours too long. And then the WWE is now fighting with New Jersey Transit. New Jersey Transit's now fighting with the WWE, saying that it was supposed to be over at 10:30. WWE responding, no sporting event ever has a finish time. Actually, that's not true. Because in the old days, the golden oldie days, when the WWF was in the Garden, they had an 11 o'clock cutoff. They had to be out of the building at 11. The main event didn't start till, what, after midnight? Right around midnight? That's nuts. Hey, Brian, how's the weather in Staten Island? Or should I call it Gilligan's Island? Talking about bad traffic. Anyways, it's just too long. They gotta shorten these cards up, for the love of God. You can't expect fans to sit there and be invested with that much time. It just makes no sense. It really doesn't. None whatsoever. That being said, there were a couple of matches with some good physicality. Okay, there were some really great spots throughout the night. As far as I'm concerned, I'm giving the card a C. Maybe a C plus, grading it on a curve. Nowhere near an A, and nowhere near a B. Yes, it's absolutely getting warmer. Time to toga party, Brian. But another thing that bothers me is there was no shock me moments. There was no moment in all of WrestleMania 35 where you sat there, you watched it, and you went, "Oh my God." There wasn't one. Every single match, every single one, you could have predicted it. You could have called every match. Not every spot, but there wasn't one shocker as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you want to say Kofi Kingston winning, beating Daniel Bryan to become WWE Champion, was a shock? No, it wasn't. As a matter of fact, a couple of months ago, I called it that he would one day soon be wearing another gold belt. And now he's a Grand Slam champ, winning all 4 titles. Or holding all 4 titles. I can see him and Daniel Bryan going back and forth for a while. I don't think that rivalry is done. I think they're going to play it out a little bit longer. And it's an okay rivalry. But where I would have liked it, where I would have liked the card, just something, pick a freaking match. I really don't care. Just have an incredible upset happen. Something that nobody sees. That's something that you could get fans talking about. Look, as far as Ronda's concerned, everybody knew Ronda was not winning, okay? She's long said that she wants to take time and start a family with Travis. And now she's gone for a year. She will not be back for another 12 months. Gives her time. Depending how, fast her and Travis, she can have at least one kid in that time period. And now she's really out because it turns out she broke her hand. I don't know if she broke it when she felt, when she got dropped out the ring or when she was teeing off on Becky Lynch. Either way, it's legit. She has a broken hand. And and Helen Keller knew that Brock Lesnar was dropping the title to Seth Rollins because Brock, for the last 8 months, has been in the USADA testing pool, pissing every time an USADA official comes to him so he can get ready for this fight with Daniel Cormier. Another non-shocker. Okay? Look, and Brock's the type of guy that comes and goes as he pleases. And, yeah, you know what, Brian? 82,000 plus. They're cuckoo. They really are. And I know a bunch of them that were there. I don't understand. If a big event like that, it's better for you to watch it at home in front of your screen than being there. And trust me, take it from someone that was at WrestleMania 1, 3, and 10. It's a lot better at home. It really honestly is. Miz and Shane, a great superplex off the scaffolding, off the camera tower. Outside of that spot, I wasn't drawn into that match either. And are you trying to tell me that AJ Styles can kick out of 5 RKOs, a superplex, and the second AJ Styles lands a phenomenal forearm on Randy Orton, that it's done? Really? Am I supposed to really believe that someone as big as Randy Orton gets put out with just one phenomenal forearm, while AJ Styles survives a plethora of spots? Come on. This writing in the WWE is worse than any freaking TV show, any freaking movie that Hollywood puts out. Once in a while, there's a bright spot. But you know what? A broken clock is right twice a day. So there's your reference point. It's unfathomable that the WWE doesn't have more former wrestlers involved in their writing. It's really shocking to me. Now, as far as the Ronda, Charlotte, Becky match is concerned, absolutely phenomenal. I give that match an A. If I can grade every match separately, that one gets an A. That was solid. Maybe one or two other ones were A-, B pluses. That's why I have to give it a C. And I don't want to do it like that, but I got no choice. Braun Strowman winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Who didn't see that coming? Another match Helen Keller could have predicted. Okay? And what boggles my mind is why, once again, the company rolls out Hulk Hogan. Look, Hogan, all-time great. Him, Ric Flair, 1-2, AB, no matter where you want to put it, as far as I'm concerned. But look, you can't keep rolling this guy out. You can't. It's time to let the past stay in the past. You want to bring it out once every 2-3 years? Fine. I got no problem with that. But rolling Hogan out like a wheelbarrow, it's too much already. Let this guy go. Let him live his life. Let him go. He has enough problems in his personal life. Let him go solve those. Okay? There's no reason for it. And the fact that he doesn't even... I don't know how they didn't drill into him. Hulk, Terry, no matter what you want to call him. I don't care what you want to call this guy. Call him dude, call him bro. You are in MetLife Stadium. MetLife Stadium. It's on the top of the stadium on the north side and the south side of the stadium too, in big letters. For him to come out and introduce it as, what do you say? The MetLife Center. Come on. You're turning into a cartoon. You're a character of yourself. It's bad writing. Again, bad WWE writing. There's better writing on the indie scene. And it's not a rib at guys on the indie scene now, but here's the deal. It's so much better. These guys on the indie circuit bust their hump. A lot of the guys in WWE, they're sitting on their laurels. And look, that's bad business. Okay. Like Russell Wilson always says, the separation is in the preparation. And guys, you just got to prepare better. You got to prepare more, as far as I'm concerned. The Usos, another high spot. These two are at the top of the game. As long as they're not getting arrested for doing stupid stuff, the Usos are at the top of their game right now. Great spots in that Fatal 4-Way. They are a bright spot for the company. Okay. As far as the women Fatal 4-Way is concerned, I enjoyed that one too. Okay. But here's the thing. Nia Jax is still working too stiff. How many times have I said... I've had to say that at least, I don't know, 20, 30 times on this show. That Nia Jax just works too stiff, and she continues to work too stiff. And I think the crowd was into it. Everything was going smooth. I got to say, I think the turning point was Batista and Triple H, because they... In stand-up, when you say you killed, that's a good thing. I killed tonight. That means the audience ate everything up. Means you were spot on. Every joke hit. Triple H and Batista killed. And that's not a good thing. They killed the audience. They bottomed out, is what they did to the card. And I don't care what happened with Kofi Kingston. I don't care how the crowd erupted. As far as I'm concerned, the card was never the same after Hunter and Batista. And by the way, Batista has now officially called it a career, so he's done. Another high spot is Ricochet. Ricochet is one of those athletes in the WWE right now that I don't think can do wrong. He is spot on everything. He is someone that needs a bigger push. And look, I'm not a fan of Finn Balor, but I'd love to see those two mix it up, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but like I said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm giving Mania a C. And that's the wrap as far as Mania is concerned. Now, we have so much to talk about when we come back. We got boxing. We still have MMA to chat about. We got some games coming up later. Of course, I need you all to click share. Everyone watching this right now, it's really simple. Pretty please, click share. All right. I'm not asking you for $1 billion. I'm not asking you to buy me a house. Just click share. Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook, and you can then enter a raffle, maybe win a prize. We have the UFC 236 raffle coming up this weekend. Check out effectiveaggression.com. And we're going to talk some fisticuffs, some real fisticuffs, when we come back right after this.
Hi, I'm Jim Miller.
This is Dan Merigliotta.
I'm Derek Brunson.
I'm Nick the Carney Lentz, and you're locked into the cage with Cyclone.
Okie dokie, so we have some breaking boxing news for you. Why? Because that's what I do. I want to give you news that you don't know. Well, you probably don't know. I'm hoping you don't know. Otherwise, this is just redundant. Vladimir Klitschko, one half of the Klitschko brothers, the former heavyweight champion of the world, is coming back. May 25th, he is stepping back into the ring, putting the gloves on, and fighting once again in Kiev, Russia. And if you say, why Kiev? Well, his brother Vitaly happens to be the mayor there. So, look, is it going to be a big card? No. It's probably going to be somewhat, because I don't believe as far as I know, opponent hasn't been named yet. So it's going to probably be a much lesser named fighter, probably a local Russian fighter. And what I tell you guys just a few minutes ago about Hulk Hogan, leave the past in the past. There is no reason why Vladimir Klitschko, I'm not going to call him an icon, I'm not going to compare him to Hogan level in wrestling, but there is no reason whatsoever Vladimir Klitschko needs to start fighting again. There's none. None whatsoever. Now, I do want to remind you guys, coming up this coming weekend, it's not one, but two huge boxing cards. We got Lomachenko against Krolla, and the most important female boxing match ever is Saturday. Clarissa Shields and Christina Hammer to unify that the welterweight championship. That's what happens this weekend. And look, those four names are the present and the future of the sport. The heavyweight division is solid between Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. You know, you want to throw a couple of other names in there, fine. You don't need to put Klitschko back into that pool. You really don't. There's no need for it. And I don't think he's hard up for money either, so I don't know why he's doing this. Kind of boxing-ish, starting to slide towards a little bit MMA. Did you guys see Bare Knuckle 5? Absolute freaking war. And it was a violent, bloody war. Artem Lobov, Jason Knight. Now look, here's the thing. Say what you will about bare knuckle fighting. We all talk CTE in football and MMA, in wrestling and boxing. Bare knuckle. Artem and Jason Knight each took about 6 years off of their lifespan the way they threw down on Saturday night in Biloxi. Both of their faces looked like they went head on into a freaking train. And there's an interesting turn of events. Now, look, first of all, I know a lot of people don't think Artem really won the fight. Yes, they both dropped each other in the first round, but look, Artem dropped Jason 2 more times. There was a great show of sportsmanship between the two. So, look, Artem catches a lot of slack. Artem catches a lot of heat. But the fact of the matter is, Artem's a good freaking guy. Okay? I scored it for Artem. But, like I said, both of their faces completely kicked in. Now, before the main event, something very interesting happened. And the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships president, Dave Feldman, came into the ring, the circle, the squared circle, and he made an announcement. And this really, really worries me. And it not only should worry you, but it should worry every single fighter that signs a contract with this organization. And look, I'm a fan of Bare Knuckle only because it gives fighters another outlet, somewhere else to go, another option, if you will. Here's the thing. There was a fight with Rusty Crowder and Reggie Barnett. Rusty Crowder backpedaled a lot, was not just fighting defensively, but he wasn't engaging. So Dave Feldman comes into the ring afterwards and says that they are all about action, and Rusty Crowder wasn't doing anything. Therefore, half of his purse is going to Reggie Barnett. Really? Really? You are sending half of somebody's purse to his opponent because he didn't engage? If that's not in the contract, that can happen, if I'm Rusty Crowder, I am suing the bejesus out of Dave Feldman and out of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. It's that simple. You can't take half my money because I decided not to engage. I just decided that I didn't want to tussle. I don't know why he didn't want to throw down, but I don't like it. It's setting a bad precedent, especially with the UFC still being in a bonus type model of, 50,000 for fight of the night, performance of the night, fighter of the night. The fact that a fighter can lose half his purse if he doesn't do what the president or what the company feels is solid, really? That's a bad precedent that they're setting. And by the way, in that Jason Knight Artem Lobov fight, Jason Knight had a tooth knocked out. And besides which, his face actually got put next to the face of Chucky, and you couldn't tell either one apart. That's how bad his face looked. Although even though Artem won, Artem looked like a raccoon. Both of his eyes were swelled shut. Artem was messed up really bad. Some MMA stuff. The UFC this Friday is holding their seasonal press conference down in Hotlanta, Georgia, home of 236, this Saturday night, home of the interim title fights. Look, guys, here's the thing. When they put together one of these big promotional press conferences, there's always going to be fireworks. So it's something that you're going to want to keep your eyes on. Because I guarantee you, somebody is going to say something that's going to set headlines ablaze. I guarantee it. Similarly, Bellator has announced that their featherweight Grand Prix tournament starting in October with 16 fighters, the first round of which all one night. All one night. That is awesome. That's half a card right there. That's 8 fights of the featherweights squaring off. And as much as I make predictions, write this down right now. It's April 8th. I'm calling the shot. That card, that first card in October of the featherweight Grand Prix is going to happen at Mohegan Sun. Now, I know Kenny Hodgkins is watching this. Hopefully, Wes Taylor, you're watching this as well. And Matthew as well, and John James, and all you guys that like graphing. Harry Hong, maybe you'll actually make the trip to Connecticut this time. It will be extremely fun. I'm telling you, it's just that gut feeling. It's going to happen in Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. Just a feeling. Scott Coker hasn't told me anything, but it's a pretty strong hunch I have. And like I said, 8 featherweight fights, first round done in one night. That's awesome. That's the way tournaments should be. Every round done in one night. This way you keep everybody on the same page as far as health is concerned. Anyways, moving it all along. I need you guys to share this. Please. Pretty please. Click share. Check out CycloneComedy.com. Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook. Obviously, I need you guys to go to Effective Aggression. Get yourself a t-shirt. Okay? There are so many great t-shirts in stock on Effective Aggression. I assure you, I promise you, and they have every size from small to XXX. You're going to find something that you like. I promise you this. Okay? For me, to you, it's a promise. So check them out. And in a little while, Pinups, Cool Cats, and Comics comes right here. And I think they're going to have a very handsome, godlike guest today. Oh yeah, it's me. So keep it right here on Strong Island Television straight through the night. And we're going to do some games right after this.
I'm Dennis Bermudez. Hi, I'm Creepy Ian McCall.
Yo, I'm Kelvin Gastelum.
This is Mark Goldberg.
Yo, I'm the world's most dangerous man, Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock, and you're getting tapped out in the cage with Cyclone.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
And I'm back. Because where else am I going? Nowhere. I'm here all night. So on this day in MMA history, Isaac Flagg, who actually just fought in bare knuckle fighting championships this past weekend, and I believe he lost actually, turns 41 years old today. OSP, Owen St. Preux turns 36 today, and turning 30 is Milana Dudivia. Wow. 3 birthdays. And 2 other things today in MMA history. In 2007, Pride 34 Kamikaze went down. Now, what happened that night? 2 of the best fights you can find from Pride happened that night. You have Shinya Aoki armbarring Brian Lonape, and you have the legendary Hall of Famer Don Fry getting TKO'd by James Thompson. Then, just 2 years ago, in 2017, UFC 210 happened from Buffalo, where Brian Horan drove all the way up there at Lucky SOB. He enjoyed himself up there, I believe, I think, I hope. But Daniel Cormier submitted Rumble Johnson for the second time. And guy who lives that way, Chris Weidman, got TKO'd by Gegard Mousasi. And that's what happened on this day in MMA history. So, that being said, we now have to obviously go to everyone's favorite part of the show. Let's do a raffle. Okie dokie. So, hey Brandon Gould. How you doing, Mr. Gould? Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for sharing. Share it again, and again, and again. Just keep sharing it. Thank you very much, Brandon. Question number 1. And by the way, Brandon Gould, next week, enter the raffle. Send in a question. Question number 1 comes from Susan Walker, the returning Susan Walker. Nice to have you back in the fold, Susan. Thoughts on Josh Barnett going to Bellator and jumping in front of others? Well, look, he's a perfect fit in Bellator. It's a good mix that's there for him. As far as him jumping in front of others, I don't like it. I think someone like a Justin Wren, who also is returning from injury, would be a perfect first opponent. I don't think Tyrell Fortune, I don't think someone like a Steve Mowry is a good matchup. They're both too young, undefeated. I want them proving themselves a little bit more. Maybe an Ayala would be a good first match for him. Maybe Roy Nelson, who was here 2 weeks ago on the phone lines. Maybe Roy could rematch Josh Barnett. I think that might be good. You know, I would prefer that. I know there was talk that he might be second in line behind Czech Congo for a title shot, and no, that I don't like. There's no way right off the bat. I don't like that. No. So that's my feelings, Susan. Question number 2 comes from Kenny Hodgkins. The aforementioned Kenny Hodgkins. If Max beats Dustin for the interim lightweight title, do you think he vacates the featherweight title? Honestly, I don't know if he will vacate it. I think Dana and the powers that be might take it from him. I don't see how and why they're going to let him stay like a champ. Maybe they'll keep him champ for like a month, or something like that. I can't see them letting him go back to 145. He's a big featherweight. Although at lightweight, he might be a little bit too small. Although, look, he throws the most amount out of anybody in the UFC. He throws more than anybody in MMA, quite frankly. But yeah, I can't see them letting him hold on to that title. He's going to have it taken from him. And then him at lightweight, then it's all interesting matchups. Yeah, maybe the Conor rematch, him against Kevin Lee, him against Justin Gaethje, him against, you know what? Max Holloway against Justin Gaethje would be a sick fight because both throw hands. So yeah, that's what I think. And question number 3. The third question comes from my good friend and admin on my Psyche Prods page, John James. His question: with Bellator doing a Grand Prix tournament for just about every division, why won't the UFC do one? You want to know why, John? I don't have a freaking clue. That's why. I got no idea. The UFC should absolutely do a tournament. They could have done one in lightweight. They could do one in heavyweight. They could do one at welterweight. They could do one if they damn well should have done one at bantamweight. That's where they should have done one, is bantamweight. Okay, with TJ relinquishing that belt, the perfect solution would have been the top 8, the top 10, put their names in a hat, pull them out, match them up, and tournament style them. That could have drawn so much popularity. I'm so frustrated by it. So guys, guess what? We're at the end of the show. We're ready to wrap it up. So, I'm not sure. I'm going to give you guys a little tease right now. Either next week or the week after. I'm not sure yet. Okay? So it's, like I said, next week or the week after. Okay? Either April 15 or April 22. I am going to have a WWE Hall of Famer stop by. How about that? Just for you wrestling fans, Hall of Famer coming here in the cage with Cyclone. I'm not going to tell you who just yet because, quite frankly, I don't know what date. I'm still in talking terms. No, Brandon May, you're looking good. Me, I'm kind of looking like an ogre, you know. Anyways, so like I said, keep your eyes peeled for a WWE, WWF Hall of Famer on this program. So, in a few minutes, Pinups, Cool Cats, and Comics with yours truly sticking around. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't even pick a winner yet. Holy smokes. The winner really fast is number 3, John James. Congratulations. 2 weeks in a row, you win. Until next week, I am Cyclone saying, just because you right there, are not an athlete, doesn't mean you can't be an athletic supporter. Bye-bye.